The objective of the labor inspection is to further strengthen the implementation of the visitorial and enforcement powers under the Labor Code as renumbered, towards securing a higher level of compliance with labor laws and standards and ensuring continuity and sustainability of compliance at workplaces. For this purpose, the Department of Labor and Employment delegates this function to the regional offices, with the issuance of a list of labor inspectors who are given the authority of conduct inspection, which covers all private establishments, including their branches and workplaces in the regions. The regional offices enforce labor laws and social legislation through the conduct of labor inspection, occupational safety and health investigation, and technical and advisory visit. Special inspections may be conducted as may be deemed necessary. With the provision for mobile devices and gadgets, the DOLE developed an inspection management information system. An important feature of the system is data capture and transmittal from the field in real time, as an electronic checklist is filled up through the use of mobile devices and gadgets. Data are instantly available for viewing and processing to generate reports, statistics, and summons, including real-time monitoring of decent work indicators based on the country's decent work profile. The TAV, or Technical and Advisory Visit, aims to provide assistance to the micro-establishments, or establishments that have 1 to 9 employees, to be sustainable, productive, and competitive. It also aims to transition our micro-establishments to the formal economy that is profitable, while also complying with our labor laws and occupational safety and health standards. There are different ways or modalities to avail TAV. First is the online method. Establishments can enroll in the self-paced technical and advisory modules through our learning management system. For establishments that opted to go with online, they must accomplish the modules within 1 month from the time they registered. Second is on-site. The DOLE regional, field, and provincial offices conduct on-site or face-to-face orientation for the technical and advisory services, wherein micro-establishments are invited to attend. Third is hybrid setup. Establishments can enroll in on-site sessions and attend virtual meetings or webinars using various online platforms like MS Teams, Viber, Skype, Zoom, or Google Meet.
Establishment owners carry a big responsibility to comply with labor laws, including submitting reports and providing documents like payroll records during inspections. But the manual filing process is a major challenge. They need to spend time, money, and effort to fill out forms and deliver them to the DOLE office, often dealing with traffic and delays. Sometimes, there's a long wait just to confirm if the report is accurate and complete. And it's not just employers facing difficulties. DOLE employees also struggle with limited manpower and the time-consuming task of reviewing and processing these reports. The time has come for change. What's required now is a more innovative, streamlined, and efficient process for handling compliance reports. One that will simplify life not just for businesses but also for DOLE employees. Welcome to the DOLE Online Compliance Portal, your all-in-one platform for seamless compliance submissions, designed to make compliance easier and more convenient for establishment owners. Telecommuting reports? Flexible work arrangement submissions? Reporting the 13th month pay? No problem. Even work accident or illness reports and the annual establishment report on wages, everything you need is now in one convenient portal. Plus, the DOLE Online Compliance Portal now includes the latest requirement for reporting movie and television shoots under Department Order 246, Series of 2024. All your compliance needs in one place, quick, secure, and hassle-free. With the DOLE Online Compliance Portal, registering your establishment is a breeze. Our automatic registration system ensures you are instantly compliant with OSH Standard Rule 1020. Once submitted, your certificate of registration is immediately available for download, saving you time and effort. If your establishment has been flagged for non-compliance during labor inspection, don't worry. Required documents can be submitted quickly and conveniently. And if you're missing certain policies, like a mental health program or OSH program, we've got you covered with downloadable templates. Submit these documents directly through the portal, where DOLE inspectors will review, provide feedback, and keep you on track for compliance. With admin access on the DOLE online compliance portal, the labor inspectors can easily review the submitted reports and documents from the establishments. If further verification is needed, they can schedule an online meeting through Google Meet, all within the portal. This streamlines compliance checks, saving time and making the process more efficient for everyone. It's a smarter, more efficient way to stay compliant and keep your business running smoothly. Welcome to a new era of compliance, simplified, fast, and effective with the DOLE online compliance portal.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Webinar Wednesdays of the Department of Labor and Employment, hosted by the Bureau of Working Conditions. This is Sarah K. Juan, your moderator for today's webinar. Upang masigurong hindi napuputol ang ating pagkatutok, naka-record ang episode natin ngayong araw, available pa rin for free para sa lahat. Kaya pwede ka pa rin matuto sa sarili mong oras saan ka man naroroon. Last week, we tackled what employers and employees need to know about labor inspection. With our DOLE labor inspectors from DOLE Region 3, interactively discuss the process and how our DOLE inspectors can assist stakeholders towards compliance under the labor inspection program. Pero ngayon naman sa ating Season 3, Episode 31, tatalakayin naman natin ang ating DOH program na promoted and implemented nationwide, both applicable sa private and public sectors, ang Healthy Workplace para sa Healthy Pilipinas. Pero bago yan, let us start with a short prayer.
Aming mapagmahal na Diyos, lumalapit po kami sa inyo ngayon na may pusong puno ng pasasalamat para sa pagkakataong magtipon-tipon sa webinar na ito. Nagpapasalamat kami sa biyaya ng teknolohiya na nagbibigay daan upang kami ay makapag-ugnayan, makapag-aral, at lumago kahit na magkakalayo kami. Naway gabayan ninyo po ang bawat tagapagsalita at kalahok upang kami ay makapagbahagi ng mga kaalaman ng makabuluhan at nagbibigay inspirasyon. Tulungan ninyo kaming makinig ng bukas ang isipan at puso, handang matuto mula sa bawat isa. Bigyan ninyo po kami ng kaliwanagan sa kaisipan at kahusayan sa pagpapahayag upang maging makahulugan at may positibong epekto ang aming talakayan. Dalangin namin na ang session na ito ay magtaguyod ng pagkakaunawaan, pagkakaisa, at pagbabahagi ng kaalaman na kapaki-pakinabang para sa lahat. Naway madama namin ang inyong presensya sa aming kalagitnaan na nagtutulak sa isang espiritu na pagkakaisa at respeto. Nagtitiwala po kami sa inyong banal na karunungan upang kami ay gabayan sa anumang pagsubok o hamon na maaari naming harapin sa araw na ito. Sa pagtatapos ng aming pagsasama-sama, Naway bitbitin namin ang mga aral na aming natutunan ng may panibagong layunin at dedikasyon. Sa pangalan ni Jesus, kami po ay nananalangin. Amen.
Again, good afternoon to our Facebook viewers and thank you for joining us today kahit maulan, no? So paki-heart or like react na din ng ating live stream. Please hit the follow button on your Facebook page, Adole BWC 1949, to get updated on the latest announcements and to know more about the labor standards and occupational safety and health standards in the workplace. Please share this live stream to your friends, family, and colleagues and use hashtag Webinar Wednesdays. For questions or clarifications, please use the comment section under this screen and this will be addressed by our resource speaker at the question and answer portion. So again, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat at welcome po ulit sa Season 3, Episode 31 ng ating Webinar Wednesdays. At ang topic natin ngayong araw ay tungkol sa Healthy Workplace para sa Healthy Pilipinas. Ano daw ba ang Healthy Workplace Program? Ano ang mga legal basis? Paano maisasagawa ito sa ating areas of work? May mga toolkits ba or manual of procedure na pwedeng magamit ng ating mga establishments? How can this benefit a person's well-being and their workplace? So aalamin natin yan today at matutunghayan natin yan with our resource person. So again, magandang hapon and let us welcome our resource person. It is my great honor to introduce our guest speaker, a physician, educator, researcher, at public health advocate. Siya ay kasalukuyang medical officer sa Department of Health Central Office at National Team Lead ng Healthy Workplace Program, kung saan siya ay nangunguna sa mga inisyatibang nagpo-promote ng kalusugan at productivity ng mga manggagawa. Kinakatawan din niya ang DOH Health Promotion Bureau sa Philippine Council for Mental Health at kabilang sa Healthy Hospitals Technical Working Group. Bukod dito, siya rin ay nagtuturo bilang part-time faculty sa iba't ibang universidad upang maibahagi ang kanyang kaalaman sa mga susunod na henerasyon ng health professionals. She has also authored and co-authored several international research publications on public health, mental health, and pandemic preparedness. At kinikilala rin siya bilang isa sa National Young Achievers ng Girl Scouts of the Philippines. Ngayong araw, ibabahagi niya sa atin ang kanyang lecture on Healthy Workplace para sa Healthy Pilipinas. Isang mahalagang diskusyon kung paano ang pagpapaunlad ng workplace health ay nakakatulong sa pagbuo ng mas malusog at mas matatag na bansa. Mga kasama, let us all welcome Dr. Trisha Denise D. Sedeño. Dr. Trish, the virtual floor is yours po.
Hello, Ma'am Sarah K. Juan. Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Naririnig po kaya nila ako?
Yes, Doc. Loud and clear po.
Magandang hapon po. Isang malusog at magandang hapon sa inyong lahat muli, sa ating mga viewers there, sa ating mga workplace focals at sa ating mga HR managers at iba pa. Ako po ang inyong lingkod mula sa Department of Health Central Office, Health Promotion Bureau, Dr. Trisha Denise Sedeño, advocating for healthy workplaces. Muli nais ko po munang pasalamatan ang Department of Labor and Employment Bureau of Working Conditions for inviting us to be your guest for Webinar Wednesday Season 3, Episode 31. Today we're diving into something very close to my heart and essential to the health of our workforce. It is promoting health within workplace settings, specifically po sa ating workplaces. So we'll be exploring today our Healthy Workplaces program and how it aligns with our broader health promotion framework strategy 2030. So moving forward po with my lecture slides. Yan, magandang hapon pong muli. I'll be sharing with you about healthy workplaces this Wednesday. Next slide po tayo. Thank you. Before anything else po, tanungin ko muna ang tanong na ito. What makes a Filipino healthy? Para sa inyo, ano ba ang meaning ng healthy? Pag sinabi mong healthy ka, ano ba yung naiisip mo? So anyway, look at the slide that's being shown on the screen. Tingnan po natin na may iba't ibang factors na bumubuo sa pagiging healthy nating mga Pinoy. So this slide illustrates the key determinants of health. Meron tayong socio-economic factors, kabilang din po yung health behaviors, access to care. Surprisingly, only 20% of health outcomes are influenced by medical care alone. Kita po sa screen natin, no? 20% lang. While the other 80% is driven by factors such as family support, community safety, and education. At makikita nyo rin po dyan, hindi nawawala ang porsyento for physical environment, mapa komunidad, mapa schools, at syempre ang ating workplaces. So our goal is to create environments that support the holistic health of Filipinos, not just through medical services, but by integrating practices that enhance overall health of both our staff, our patients, and the common public po. Next slide, please. It is with the Health Promotion Framework Strategy 2030. Ito po ay tinatawag din nating DOH Administrative Order number 2021-0063 that we envision a healthy country, the Philippines, where health-seeking individuals, health-enabling settings, and health-supporting governance are present, and that achieving optimum health is possible. The Health Promotion Framework Strategy 2030 or DOH Administrative Order po 2021-0063 envisions to create health-seeking individuals. So, fino-focus natin dito na hindi lamang individuals natin yung mga magiging health-seeking. Dapat yung mga settings o lugar na ginagalawan din natin ay nagpo-provide ng environment para maging healthy tayo. May access tayo to healthy choices everywhere. So, konektado po sa sasabihin ko yung next slide natin. Ayan. Simply put, ano po ba yung mission natin dito? We want to make healthy behaviors the easier choice for everywhere, everyone, and every time. Wherein by making all Filipinos health literate, the settings where we spend most of our time in are health enabling. Yan po yung ine-emphasize natin. Sana health enabling yung settings sa ating komunidad, sa ating schools, sa ating pinagtatrabahuhan. Health enabling ba? And all public policies across all sectors are health supporting. Napakahalaga po ng impact at napakahalaga po ng pagkakaroon ng very supportive na leadership and administration para yung mga polisiya po natin na iisa katuparan. So again, ito po ang ating simpleng mission. I-emphasize ko po again na dapat yung healthy behaviors ay easier para sa lahat. For everyone, every time, and everywhere. Next slide, please po. It is also through the Health Promotion Framework Strategy 2030 that the health promotion provisions in the Universal Healthcare Law, known as Republic Act number 11223, are further substantiated. And going to the next slide. Ang HPFS po, yung Health Promotion Framework Strategy 2030 natin, ang nagbigay ng overall direction and strategies para ma-achieve natin yung goals in maintaining and sustaining health. Ano po ba yung mga strategies na ginagawa natin? Meron tayong health literacy, which ensures that everyone has the right about health, right knowledge about health. Meron tayong healthy settings na nagpo-promote ng health sa mga lugar na binibisita at pinagkakalagian natin kung nasaan ba tayo. Healthy governance, which empowers community leaders to support and implement health advocacies. Health literacy, healthy settings, and healthy governance. Next slide, please. It is also through the HPFS 2030 na nakakapag-issue po tayo ng framework, direction for health promotion, policies, programs, and activities. And now, all health promotion efforts are focused on the identified health priority areas natin. Along with this, activities are now implemented using the life stage and settings-based approaches, which I will be discussing later. Next slide. Let's zoom in further first. So again, ito po yung mga 7 priority areas na meron tayo. Ito yung mga areas in which efforts to improve health outcomes through health promotion will be focused. So dito po umiikot yung mga efforts na ginagawa natin. These 7 priority areas articulate the 7 healthy behaviors that contribute to a healthy mindset. So meron tayong diet and exercise, environmental health, vaccines and immunization, substance use, mental health, sexual and reproductive health, violence and injury prevention. Yung po makikita nyo sa kanan, yung 7 healthy behaviors, ito po ay mga example lamang naman ng mga healthy behavior outcomes na nais nating mangyari. Ito po yung mga goal or ine-envision natin. So example lang po, banggitin ko kina diet and exercise, improved nutrition and increased physical activity ng workers natin. Kay environmental health, minimized environmental and climate impacts on health. Meron tayo mga proper collection, storage, and disposal of wastes in the workplace and etc. Sa vaccines and immunization po, ang ine-envision natin dapat reduced mortality and disabilities from vaccine-preventable diseases. So tinitingnan natin dyan yung percent ng mga nabakunahang workers natin sa workplace. Substance use, prevention po ng tobacco. Yung illicit drug use, binge drinking natin in the workplace. Dapat zero sana, dapat nape-prevent natin ito sa ating mga pinagtatrabahuhan. Mental health, increased psychosocial and mental well-being. Kumusta po ang job satisfaction ng ating mga empleyado? Kumusta po ang ating work performance? Sexual and reproductive health. So we promote positive sexual and reproductive behavior in such a way that we envision that there would be decreased rates of early or unwanted pregnancies in the workplace, and yung mga sexually transmitted diseases po natin ay may iwasan po natin at the workplace level. At the very least, kasi sa lahat ng settings po natin, ini-envision natin na dapat maiiwasan natin itong mga sakit na ito. Isa pa nating priority area, yung pang-pito ko pong babanggitin, violence and injury prevention. So tayo ay tinitingnan natin dito yung mga in-envision natin dapat walang mga kaganapan ng sexual harassment. Tapos yung mga injury incidents sa workplace, mabawasan or dapat wala na talaga. So gusto natin mapanatili na ligtas at of course healthy ang ating workplaces. Next slide po tayo. So using the settings linked to the life course spectrum, ano po yung strategy or approach natin para mapatupad po yung healthy settings natin? So next po tayo. Ayan po yung binabanggit ko kanina. It is through facilitating these settings. So far po, ang mga present na settings na mayroon tayo sa Department of Health Central Office ay ang sumusunod. Meron tayong healthy communities, meron tayong healthy schools, at for this afternoon, meron po tayong discussion on healthy workplaces. Next slide tayo. Ito pong healthy workplaces ay ang example natin dyan. Yung boss natin, vina-value po ang mental health at safety ng mga empleyado. Isa lang po yung factor. Later, papakita ko po kung ano ba dapat yung mga hinahanap at chine-check natin sa workplaces natin. Next slide. Therefore, the workplace is an important area for health promotion and disease prevention, complementing occupational safety and health measures to improve workers' overall health, thus fortifying the role and importance of healthy workplaces as one of the settings-based approaches to health. So ito po ang sumusunod na slide, ang nagpapakita naman ng mga enabling policies. So next slide po tayo. Enabling policies na mayroon tayo for healthy workplaces. So number 1, yung ating health promotion framework strategy that promotes and establishes yung health enabling settings natin, including nga po yung ating healthy workplaces, occupational safety and health standards for the public sector, yung GMC natin number 1, series of 2020, which provides occupational health and safety standards for public sector workers, ang ating Universal Healthcare Act of 2019 o yung ating GMC number 1, series of 2020, scales up health promotion interventions across life stages and settings, yung ating Occupational Safety and Health Law of 2018 na nagmamandate po ng establishments to implement OSH programs for all Filipino workers, yung ating National Occupational Health and Safety Policy Framework, which guides the implementations of interventions in OSH in both public and private sectors, and of course, going to the next slide. We have the National Policy Framework on the Promotion of Healthy Workplace, or our DOH, CSC, and DOLE Joint Administrative Order number 2023-0001. So ito po ay nasaynan no April 5, 2023. So next slide, please. What is the Healthy Workplaces Program? Exactly. So next po tayo. The Healthy Workplaces Program, firstly, it sets the standards for what a healthy workplace should be. So ano ba dapat ang mga tinitingnan natin sa ating workplaces para makatungtong sa antas na matatawag tayong isang healthy workplace? So we provide standards which are built around creating environments that prioritize the well-being of not only our employees but our employers as well. So holistic po ito, mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's about ensuring that workplaces are safe, supportive, and conducive to productivity and personal growth. But setting standards is only one part of the equation. The program actively helps both private and public workplaces achieve these standards. So paano? So we have a range of resources like our trainings, our tools, and grants as applicable. So these resources equip employers and our employees with the knowledge, strategies, and financial support that they need to create and sustain healthier workplaces for their teams. And here's exactly the exciting part. We have the recognition for healthy workplaces. So we recognize workplaces that meet the standards. So this recognition is not only a badge of honor for companies or institutions or agencies that are doing things right for their workers and for their management, but it also helps them stand out as employers of choice, yung ating mga institution, attracting top talent and fostering a culture of wellness. Syempre, kapag recognized ka as a healthy workplace, nakita nila na, wow, recognized to as a healthy workplace, parang magandang magtrabaho doon ah. Parang bukod sa recognize yung workplace mo, masaya yung mga employers at employees mo in the workplace, makaka-attract ka pa ng manpower in the future kasi nga recognized ka as a healthy workplace. Mas maganda ito sa mga nagjo-job hunt na mga kabataan na pag-graduate sooner or later. Okay. Next po tayo. Ipapakilala ko po ang ating National Technical Working Group. So ito po ang Healthy Workplaces National Technical Working Group. Ang Department of Health, Health Promotion Bureau po specifically ang chairperson for Healthy Workplaces. At kasama po natin ang Department of Labor and Employment at ang Civil Service Commission as vice chairpersons. Next po tayo. Ito naman po ang members ng ating National Technical Working Group. We have the Department of Interior and Local Government, or DILG, Bureau of Local Government Supervision. We have the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, the Occupational Health Nurses Association of the Philippines Incorporated, the Union of Local Authorities of the Philippines, the Philippine Government Employees Association, the Employers Confederation of the Philippines, at of course, the Trade Union Congress of the Philippines. So makikita niyo po sa members natin na meron tayong employers at employee side. Next slide, please. Ito naman po ang pillars ng healthy workplaces. Tingnan natin sa next slide. We have 4. Meron tayong physical work environment, psychosocial work environment, personal health resources, at enterprise community involvement. So for Pillar 1, the enterprise prevents exposures to hazards in the workplace and ensures its facilities and equipment are accessible and promotive of health. Kay Pillar number 2 natin, the enterprise minimizes the negative effect of workplace stressors on mental and physical well-being of its personnel. pillar number 3, the enterprise provides health services, information, resources, and opportunities to improve or maintain the health of its personnel. And for pillar number 4, the enterprise engages in activities and prevents the exposure of the community to negative externalities. So basically, pinapahalagahan din po natin yung connection ng ating workplaces with the larger community. Okay, next slide. Ano po ang bread and butter natin sa healthy workplaces? Ito po ay ang paggamit ng healthy workplaces fit tools. So today we will be discussing the fit tools further. So this is a structured approach to promoting health and well-being in the workplace. So we'll be exploring today how these tools can help create a safer, healthier, and more productive environment for all. Next slide po tayo. Yan ang ating Healthy Workplaces Fit Tools. Collective term po kasi siya in undertaking a process of continuous improvement in the workplace. So, represented siya basically by acronyms. Ang Fit Tool number 1 natin, Formalize Intent Tool. So, ito po yung letter of commitment ng ating agency, ng ating company, ng ating institution. Yan ang una nating sinasaynan. So, mamaya ipapakilala ko po sa inyo si Fit Tool 1. Fit Tool 2 naman tayo, Find Information Tool. Basically, ina-assess po natin yung sarili-sarili nating workplaces. So, self-assessment po siya. And Fit Tool number 3, Fund Implementation Tool. Basically, ito po yung improvement plan na gagawin natin upon assessing our respective workplaces. And yung Fit Tool number 4 po natin, yung follow-up improvement. Ito naman po yung ginagamit natin para ma-monitor at evaluate yung mga ginawa nating improvements for our workplaces. Next slide po tayo. Ay, sorry po. Back muna tayo ng isa. Papakita ko lang po yung itsura ng ating yan. Maraming salamat po. So ito po yung Healthy Workplaces Fit Tools po natin. As you can see, paikot-ikot po siya. So while you're in the process of completing the Fit Tools, you'll be addressing the 5 actionable areas at the same time. At ito pong 5 actionable areas natin, such as yung ating developing healthy public policies, creating supportive environments, developing personal skills, strengthening community action, and reorienting health services. It's a cycle po throughout answering the FIT tools. So at the same time na na-address natin itong 5 actionable areas based on the Ottawa Charter po, na-actionan din po natin yung mga 7 health priority areas na binanggit ko kanina. Aalalahanin po natin na ang ine-envision po natin sa workplaces, hindi lamang po ligtas, healthy pa. So, number 1, nakita po natin dyan, Fit Tool 1, Formalize Intention. Iikot po yan. Fit Tool 2 naman. And then Fit Tool 3 and Fit Tool 4. Bakit po babalik ulit siya kay Fit Tool 1? Kasi tinitingnan natin kung ang mga ginawa ba nating solusyon or yung ating mga improvements in the workplace, ito nga ba ay kailangan talaga ng ating mga employers and employees? Relevant nga ba talaga sa kanila ito? May kailangan ba tayong baguhin? May kailangan ba tayong improve? O may kailangan tayong itigil na mga activities or programs? So it's a cycle po. A cycle of commitment as well. So wait lang po. For a while lang po, let me get my charger. Ayan, I'm back. Ma'am Sarah, can you hear me po?
Yes, ma'am.
Ayan. Okay, maraming salamat pong muli. So, next slide tayo for our discussion. Ayan. So, pag-usapan po natin yung Fit Tool number 1, Letter of Commitment. So, this is essentially a letter expressing your intention and commitment to join the Healthy Workplaces program. So, ito po ang first step in making a formal commitment.
na ini-establish po natin yung suporta ng leadership natin and organizational buy-in for workplace health initiatives. So ini-ensure po nito na both the management and employees will work together in achieving a healthier workplace. So meron po tayong guidelines dyan na pwede naman pong pumirma any representative from your management group or team and any representative for the worker side. So kailangan meron pong signature nila yan. Next po tayo. Next, we have the self-assessment tool which helps evaluate workplaces. So tinitingnan po natin yung status ng workplaces natin across the 7 health priority areas. So ito po yung Fit Tool 2 natin. Makikita nyo po dyan na yung part 2 natin may background information. Part 2, yan na yung self-assessment proper natin covering all the 7 health priority areas. Part 3, yun na po yung interpretation and recommendations natin for workplaces. Tingnan pa po natin kung ano pa yung laman ng Fit Tool 2 natin. Next slide please. Yan. So makikita nyo po yung self-assessment proper. So makikita nyo dyan yung priority areas nakalagay at yung areas of influence naka-state din po sa tables. So itong part na to is where the respondents will score the current workplace status in view of the 7 priority areas. Next slide. Ito naman po yung ating description. Lahat po ng part nito ay may 7 na sections sa Fit Tool 2. So makikita nyo, bakit kaya parang paulit-ulit lang naman yung laman? Pero po, take note na yung heading, iba-iba po yan. Number 1, evaluate mo muna yung diet and physical activity. O, 7 po na priority areas yun. Number 2, titingnan mo naman yung environmental health ng workplace mo. Number 3, punta naman tayo sa immunization. Yan. So, ganun po yung takbo ng ating Fit Tool 2. So, yung Fit Tool 2 po natin, next slide please. Ito po ang itsura niya. It's a table. Makikita nyo po again sa kaliwang column yung ating action areas. Meron na rin po doon yung indicator natin. And then, may checklist lang din po dyan kung na-achieve nyo ba in the workplace o hindi. So ano po yung mahalagang alalahanin nyo sa workplaces? Kailangan po maging honest tayo sa pag-answer ng Fit Tools. Bakit? Paano po tayo magkakaroon ng improvements in the workplace kung ipa-perfect natin yan lahat? 'Di ba? So napakahalaga po na maging honest tayo sa pag-answer ng Fit Tool 2 natin. Hindi po ito paligsahan at pataasan ng score para po makarating kayo sa healthy workplace status at para maramdaman nyo na kayo nga ay healthy workplace na, we need to be honest in our self-assessment tool. Fit Tool number 2. So yan, sa ating pong checklist, meron dyang yes, may partial at may no. Pag naka-black po yan like this on the screen, ibig sabihin hindi po applicable for partial point na 0.5. Pag na-achieve nyo, 1 point siya. Kapag no, 0. And it's okay because we have Fit Tool 3 for that, yung ating improvement tool. Anyway, going back to this slide in particular po, makikita nyo yung submitted MOVs din natin sa pinakang kanan. Yan lang yung mga basis natin na pwedeng pagkunan po ng verification. So, paano po kung may sobra pa kayo than the MOVs listed there? Pwede pa rin ilagay yun ng workplaces. Malay mo, ma-recognize kayo as parang pioneer o best practice ng workplace na yun na hindi kasali sa MOVs na na-provide natin. So, ito pong ating Fit Tool 2 ay pinaghirapan ng lahat ng ating NTWG members. Kasama po ang ating DOLE Bureau of Working Conditions. Nagpapasalamat pong muli kami sa inyo pong suporta sa inisyatibo ng Healthy Workplaces. So, next slide po tayo. Ito naman pong part 3. Next po tayo, ma'am. Yan, salamat po. Ito po yung interpretation of responses and recommendations. So kay Fit Tool number 2 po, may makikita kayong scoring matrix dito. At sa slide na po yan, makikita nyo yung action areas for implementation. So nilatag niya rin dyan basically, ano ang kahalagahan ng part 3 na ito. Makikita nyo po yung summary ng scores. So makikita nyo dyan kung sino ba yung mababa ang score, sino kaya yung mataas ang score tayo. So, magbibigay po tayo dito ng nabibigyan tayo rather ng avenue para pag-usapan natin to sa workplace, ang management at workers. Bakit kaya tayo mataas sa area na ito? Kailangan nga ba natin tong i-improve pa or i-sustain? Bakit tayo mababa sa area na to? Siguro kailangan natin gumawa muna ng policy about it. Or baka hindi pala to relevant or hindi applicable sa workplace natin, kaya naman talagang zero ang score niya. Or it may be the other way around. So again, this is all about honesty regarding your assessment, and this is also about you having to talk or collaborate with each other, yung ating employers at employees side. Hindi po ito paligsahan at hindi naman din po ito magbibigay ng mga sanction just in case po na hindi mataas ang score or hindi nyo agad ma-reach ang recognition state sa unang cycle pa lang. So, next slide po tayo. Ito po ang ating scoring para sa ating Fit Tool 2. Pag kayo po ay naka 12 points in total, you can plan for the sustainability of your current actions and or activities. If you scored 7 to 11 points, you have to plan for immediate improvement. If you scored 0 to 6 points, ito po yung binabanggit ko kanina na you have to decide if the priority area is relevant and if there is high interest among your workers and your management as well. So mahalaga po na pinapakinggan natin ang ating mga workers dito at empleyado, hindi lamang po ang ating management side. So makikita nyo rin po yung mga kaukulang remarks sa right side nitong ating scoring matrix. Next slide please. Ito naman po yung Fit Tool 3 natin, yung improvement plan. So, we want to provide improvements in our workplace. We want to nudge healthy behaviors among workers and the management. So, example lamang po na mga activity na pwede natin gawin ay yung mga nakita natin kay assessment. O, kunwari, sa ating Fit Tool number 2, wala tayong safe and clean water stations, drinking stations, wala tayong ganon. So, kay Fit Tool 3, ilalagay po natin yung plans natin for it. Para din po maitaas sa management, mapag-usapan na kailangan makapag-allocate ng funding for this ang ating institution or company. So, for Fit Tool number 3, we can also source out from the 7 priority area toolkits or playbooks. And hindi lamang po to limitado sa mga playbook or toolkit rather ng workplaces. We can actually adopt toolkits from other settings like yung ating healthy communities as applicable po sa ating workplaces. Pwede po tayong gumawa ng ating issuances or policies based on existing policies and issuances as well. So next slide tayo. Ito po yung ating example specifically kasi nagpapanik ang ating workplaces. Kapag nag-answer na po sila ng Fit Tool 2, usually parang, wala kaming budget, di na namin magagawa to. So we can always start small. So, unti-unti muna. Number 1, sa improvement plan ay kailangan at the very least, sundan po natin yung SMART objectives. So, example lang natin ng mga madaling i-conduct in the workplace. Halimbawa, kay Priority Area 1, diet and physical activity. Pwede tayo magpa-sports fest. Pwede tayo magpa-calorie tagging ng mga binebentang pagkain sa kantin natin. Kay Priority Area 2, better ventilation, solid waste management. So, kay Priority Area 5, yung mental health in healthcare facilities, may pa-advocacy campaign silang ginagawa. Kay Priority Area 7, advocacy campaign din against workplace discrimination and harassment. Kahit magsimula po lamang tayo sa awareness among our workers and employers, kahit magsimula muna kayo sa mga campaign, kahit magsimula muna tayo sa paggawa mismo ng policies within our workplaces ay powerful na po agad ito. Hindi po agad natin kailangan mag-jump big kung hindi pa kaya ng ating agency or institution. Next slide po tayo. So ito po, makikita nyo po dyan yung Fit Tool 3 at may mga details pa po siya regarding the scoring. So after po nito, we will be providing with our partners from Dole BWC yung atin pong kaukulang materials for this na pwede po nating i-cascade sa ating workplaces if they intend to join the Healthy Workplaces program. Next slide po tayo. So, ito po mga sumusunod na slide ay explanation or description din po ng ating Fit to 3. Next slide po tayo. Yan, and then next po tayo. Ito naman po ang ating Healthy Workplaces Improvement Plan template. Makikita nyo po dyan na nakatable siya ulit. And then, nakalagay dito kay item number 3, checkan nyo po kung anong priority area yung ginagawa nyo ng improvement plan template. So for this paper, for example, print nyo po, checkan nyo yung diet and physical activity. So basically, 7 ganito po yung ating gagawin para napupunan natin ang 7 priority areas. Next po tayo. Ito naman po yung Fit Tool 4 natin or yung tracking tool or yung monitoring and evaluation tool natin. Ito yung ginagamit natin para mag-guide yung implementers natin for healthy workplaces. And our purpose for this basically is to conduct monitoring and evaluation of health promotion programs, projects, and activities in your respective workplaces. So, example natin kayo na activities again, assist management and monitoring activities enumerated in the Healthy Workplace Improvement Plan or yung Fit Tool 3 natin. Next slide po tayo. So, makikita nyo po dyan yung Healthy Workplace Improvement Tracking Tool or yung iTrack natin. And then, our workplaces will be filling this form. So, paano mag-fill out nitong form na to? Ang gagawin po natin, di ba meron po tayong Fit Tool number 3. And itong Fit Tool number 3, dito po natin basically kukunin yung mga nilagay natin na items para po ma-translate natin into our monitoring and evaluation tool. Tingnan nyo po yung unang column dyan, kay action area nakalagay. Please refer to column A of HWIP. Ano yung HWIP? HWIP is the Healthy Workplaces Improvement Plan Tool, aka our Fit Tool number 3. So, ang Fit Tool 3 and 4 po, napaka-close ang kanilang collaboration. Kailangan naka-view kay Fit Tool 3 para po maitugma mo kay Fit Tool 4, monitoring. Ganyan po yung gagawin natin. So, nakalatag din po dito sa matrix na to yung mga action areas, strategies and activities, ano yung mga ina-expect mong output, ano yung intended monitoring period mo, ano yung actual output na nakuha natin, and was the expected output achieved? And if yes, what are the good practices na nako-contribute sa achievement natin? If no, ano pa kaya yung mga areas for improvement natin? And then of course, sa last column natin, yung improvement action points na need nating i-incorporate sa revised Healthy Workplaces Improvement Plan. Okay. Basically, yun lamang po ang laman ng aking discussion dahil ang bread and butter again na Healthy Workplaces ay ang Healthy Workplaces Fit Tools natin. So, maraming salamat po. Yun lamang po for my discussion today.
Thank you, Doc Trish, for sharing your information about the healthy workplace para sa Healthy Pilipinas. And I am sure na maraming natutunan ng ating viewers sa ating webinar at tiyak na marami ding mga tanong ang ating viewers. So, before tayo po proceed po sa question and answer, no? So, nakita po natin ng lecture po ni Doc Trish na meron pong basis, no, ang ating healthy workplace initiatives po ng ating DOH. And we are proud po na ang DOLE ay kasama sa National Technical Working Group para sa sulong po, no, ng isang ligtas at malusog na manggagawa at pagawaan sa Pilipinas. So, okay, while recording the webinar, we still pulled some questions we have and received and encountered tungkol sa topic. If ever we missed some of our questions or your questions, rest assured that our social media team will answer the questions later. So now, let's proceed with the Q&A. So ready na po tayo, Doc Trish, for the Q&A?
Ready na.
Okay po.
Thank you, Ma'am Sarah.
So, okay po. For the first question, how can workplaces align their existing safety and health programs with the national policy framework of healthy workplaces? How can employers balance regulatory compliance with operational flexibility?
Okay, ma'am. Doon muna tayo sa first question, yung paano nila itutugma. So, as what I've mentioned earlier po, meron tayong Fit Tool 2, tapos may nakalagay doon na means of verification. Ngayon, kapag nag-answer yung workplaces natin, ang nilagay naman po natin doon na mga verification na details is they can input their own practices or programs and issuances present in their workplaces. So hindi naman po tayo very restrictive with what we are checking in their workplaces. Kailangan lang po nilang makapag-provide ng proof doon sa ating fit tools na meron silang ginagawa for this particular health priority area. So yung next question, nasagot ko po kaya yun sufficiently? So basically, our workplaces can include their own MOVs for proof po ito.
To add on lang, Doc Trish, no? So aside po dun sa ating mga guidelines on DOH, since we have this Republic Act 11058 or the OSLO, no, they are still guided with it. Kailangan po na maging aligned din po sa dapat maging aligned sila with the OSLO. And para masa ikatuparan yon, there is this fit tool para po ma-correlate nila or ma-harmonize nila kung ano yung kulang, ano yung mga dapat gawin through their safety and health program.
Yes. Add ko
Next.
pa lang, Ma'am Sarah,
Yes
na
po.
very, actually parang beneficial din to our compliant workplaces kay DOLE. Kasi po, konti na lang yung need nilang i-improve in their workplaces kung sila ay very compliant sa mga standards natin sa Department of Labor and Employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
True, ma'am. Thank you po. So for question number 2, how can employers collaborate with DOH and DOLE in implementing this framework?
Okay, very po. I love it. Thank you so much for your interest. So, paano po tayo magsisimula? Meron po tayong mga focals within our National Technical Working Group. And ito po, with regard to our private workplaces who would want to join the Healthy Workplaces program, better po siguro na i-course through natin ito with our representatives from DOLE BWC. And in turn naman po, sa NTWG, pwede po namin pag-usapan po ng DOLE BWC yung next steps natin for this. But for now, ang ina-assist po natin on DOH, on our part po ay public workplaces, and then for DOLE po, private workplaces.
Tsaka ma'am, yung sa katulong din po ng ating establishments, yung mga OSH committee natin, yung mga safety officers,
Yes
occupational OH personnel, and mga physicians natin sa pagsulong din po no sa pagpasasagawa ng health programs ng establishment.
Correct,
So,
ma'am.
Going po sa question number 3. What evidence or best practices show a clear link between workplace with promotion and improved productivity?
Hello po?
Ay, ma'am, can you hear me po? Ano daw po yung evidence ng best practice that show clear link between workplace health promotion and improved productivity?
Ayan. So, bali po yan din yung pinakita ko kanina na mga percentage po ng determinants of health natin. So basically, if you're gonna be asking for technical assistance from us, I can show you po yung presentation namin regarding it. So ito pong present ko about 7 health priority areas. Basically, ito po kasi ay galing kay World Health Organization. And ito po ay may kaukulang study na nangyari na kapag itong mga 7 priority areas ay natutugunan, makikita mo na makaka-contribute po ito sa overall health and well-being, hindi lamang po as a community but at the individual level. So ito po yung pinanghahawakan natin sa healthy workplaces na ma-address at the very least yung 7 health priority areas natin.
And sundan ko lang, Dr. Trish, no? So a-attest din po yan no, ng ating health surveillance, medical health surveillance po sa ating mga workplaces. Kung nakikita po may mga medical records po ang ating mga establishments, makikita na konti lang yung mga nagiging cases of absenteeism, no? So may increase natin yung productivity po sa isang establishment. So on for our question number 4. Paano nako-complement ng programa na ito ang existing OSH policies ng labor code?
Ayan. So, hello? Ayan.
Yes, ma'am.
So, ayan po. Kung naririnig na po ako, basically yung ginawa po nating fit tool ay kasama na po natin dyan yung mga issuances and standards from DOLE. So, naka-weave na po yung mga items dun sa means of verification natin. So, hindi na po mamamroblema yung ating private workplaces regarding it. Kasi kasali na po siya sa mga pagbuo natin ng mismong standards ng workplaces.
Yes, ma'am. Parang ang nangyayari nga po meron po tayong requirement na safety and health program. Tapos si DOH po, siya yung talagang magtatahi kung talagang efficient yung ating ginagawang programa through our FIT tools po na regarding the 7 pillars. So
Opo.
on the 5th question, Doc, ano daw po yung services, ano-ano pong services po kaya ng pamahalaan o ng DOH ang pwedeng i-avail para ma-reach po ang goal na healthy workplace?
Ayan. So kami po ay may upcoming training this September 23 to 26, 2025. And kasali po namin din dito ang ating Civil Service Commission na siya naman po magbibigay ng impormasyon regarding po sa mga services na pwede po para sa public workplaces natin.
Okay po.
Ayan, so sila po yung magbibigay ng mas detalyadong impormasyon regarding this. Sa atin naman pong side sa Department of Health Central Office, tayo po yung nagtatahi at nagpo-promote ng mga health programs and activities na mayroon po sa iba't ibang ahensya at tinahi po natin ito sa pamamagitan po ng isang tool, yung FIT tools nga po natin.
Okay po. So, last question, Doc. Masasabi po bang healthy ang workplace when it comes to longevity of employees' tenure?
Yes.
So,
The answer is
Yes na
always
yes.
yes. So
Oo.
it's not always a yes naman kapag halimbawa yung may empleyado tayo na ayaw lang ding umalis, parang nagsettle lang. Pero makikita niyo din naman at the same time na kapag may longevity sa workplace at in connection nga po dun sa sagot kanina nga na less yung absences, mas lagi nagpapakita sa workplace, present, hindi lang po present physically pero yung mind ng worker ay talagang nagpa-perform siya ng maayos sa workplace, ibig sabihin po, yung workplace mo ay healthy. Kasi po,
Yes.
kapag ang employee turnover natin ay, wow, parang every month, every week, napapalitan, nagre-resign, mapapansin mo na healthy ba ang workplace? So, kita po natin na yung longevity ay correlated po sa pagiging healthy workplace.
Yes. Okay. So, Doc Trish, that would be our last question. And that concludes our webinar for today. Doc Trish, do you have any last words po for our Facebook viewers?
Yes. Hello to our Facebook viewers. Hello to our DOLE DWC representatives, to Director Alvin Corrada, Engineer Casey, Engineer
Shout out.
Marcos. Shout out Ma'am Eliza, Ma'am Sarah K. Juan. Maraming salamat po ulit for your time and attention today. I hope the information shared has been insightful and helpful as we work together toward building healthier, more supportive workplaces. So, yung journey natin hindi lamang po dito natatapos. There are many steps ahead, but with your commitment and collaboration, we're gonna be on the right path. So I hope we
Yes.
will continue to support each other, take action, and create environments where both individuals and organizations can thrive. Thank you once again, everybody. And I look forward po with working with all of you as we move forward in this initiative for healthy workplaces.
Maraming salamat po, Doc
Thank you
Trish,
po.
and for sharing us with the ways on how to stay fit and active both mind and body towards a healthy workplace para sa healthy Pilipinas. So if you have further questions about the healthy workplace programs, you may contact them or contact us through ask@bwc.dole.gov.ph or call our DOLE hotline 1349. Again, please do search and follow us at DOLE BWC 1949 on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, and Viber to get the latest announcements and activities of BWC and DOLE. I-share nyo na rin ang video na to sa inyong mga friends families, and colleagues at gamitin ang hashtag Webinar Wednesdays para inform din sila sa mga programa sa mga manggagawang Pilipino ng BWC at DOLE at ng mga attached agencies nito. On behalf of the Bureau of Working Conditions, we want to say thank you and see you on our next episodes. Again, this is Sarah K1, your moderator, signing off. Good day.
Para sa mga katanungan at karagdagang impormasyon, maaari po tayong tumawag sa DOLE Hotline 1349 o sumambuni sa mga DOLE Regional o Field Office na nakakasakop sa inyong lugar paggawa.